So, hi Compact team, welcome you all. So, we are gathered here for sprint review for iteration 3.3. So, let's begin the session. So, over to you, Saundar.
Yeah, thanks, Kalpana. Thanks, Kalpana. we are going to insert the roles
Mhm.
inside the JSON payload. So after doing that, we are going to import that JSON payload as an access token.
Okay, that's it.
So we are just hacking the access token. We are just hacking.
Okay.
It's not a complete solution. We are just hacking. And the one more challenge is, currently Postgres returns ID token, access token, and refresh token.
Yes.
But we have only 2 tokens. So if you implement this logic only for access token, that logic won't work for
the force job because they expect
So,
the ID.
yes. So they
I
are
think
planning
we
to
are
do a
still working on the ID token to include or not. But as far now, the access token, the refresh tokens are quite good to move with.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. And can you just decrypt the access token and show me the
Yes, sure.
details?
So these are the JSON payload what you have seen here, and we are using RS-256 algorithm
Okay.
to import this JSON payload data. And we are using the public key. Actually, the key is nothing but as a public key used to import this data. So NPF actually is the time when you are making the call to the authentication endpoint. It's just a UTC time. If you convert this
Okay,
time,
okay.
you will get the exact time of the Indian standard. It's just a 45 minutes after that. And the issuer is just the identity server name.
Okay, so
ISS is nothing but a issuer who is going to
Okay.
provide the token. And the audience is just a issuer audience. And client ID is nothing but who is going to make the call.
Okay.
Currently, I just imported the client name, but if you decode it, it will come as a NSC client.
Okay,
So,
okay.
there we go.
Perfect. Great. Yes.
And the SUB is nothing but a subject, is a user ID, SSD is user ID of the user. And authentication time and the NBF is exactly same.
Okay.
IDP is just local identity provider, but I think it should be similar to identity server test, but I don't know why it is local, but I have to check.
Okay.
And scope is nothing but offline access. If you mention offline access when you're making a call, then only it will return access the fresh token. Otherwise, it won't return.
Okay.
So we internally configured all static parameters in item adapters, so you don't need to do any changes when you're making a call. So these are all static values, and AML is nothing but is a grant type. So currently we are using password grant type to get the access token. Actually, there is a lot of grant types out there, but currently we are using only a password grant type. For example, when you want, you can make a call to other system aspect. You can provide ID to that system aspect. The open ID concept is nothing but anyone, any system can have its own ID. Its ID is not belongs to user. Even a system can also have its ID. So currently we are using password, which means the user only can privilege to access our endpoint.
Okay.
So there is other endpoint called authorization endpoint, which means even a system can also be able to interact with others. So these are the grant types.
Okay. So I believe this is a token we're going to share with other teams.
Yes. The investigation what we are doing is along with these parameters
We need to include the role information so to create a separate endpoint.
Yes. So for that I definitely believe it takes more time than what we are expecting. So it's better to go.
Maybe we need to plan tomorrow. So either to stick to the token or to the user info endpoint.
Yes, sure.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Sounder. And let's work on it whether to add the access token or to create a separate endpoint tomorrow. Okay. And Parthiban?
Yeah, good evening, team. And in this iteration, I have taken up 2 user stories. The one is design application to automate user data migration, and then another one is explore Azure Service Bus. So I have created one SSIS package, which is used to migrate LS database into our item database. So while creating the package, I have faced some issues. So while deploying those packages in the development environment itself, so that I can find the solution also. Um, and then I can find the solution. And in my local system, I have installed Research um, SQL Server 2014 edition.
Okay.
In our virtual machine has installed SQL
2016.
Server 2016 development environment edition. So that the issues conflict issues.
Okay.
So I couldn't able to create the integrated service catalog file.
Mm-hmm.
So that once I install the same version into my local system, so that I can fix this problem.
Okay.
So now I have created the SSIS package. So I just
So
show
could you
my
please tell
screen.
me like how long it took to migrate the user if it is not an SSIS package? If you didn't automate, so how long did it take to migrate user from LS database to the item database?
Yeah, I have tried. There are three options. The one is linked server.
Mm-hmm.
The linked server, in the sense, it will take too much time. So
Okay.
I can't able to transfer the data from LS database into item. So there is some restrictions also provided. So the proxy enabler, these
Okay.
functionalities also. And then the next one is in the script script migration. The script migration, it will take around 3.5 hours. It will take to insert data 50,000 records
Okay.
from LSDB into data IDMDB, so that I can find the solution. SSIS package. So in this SSIS package, it will take within 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
1,40,000, I think. In the user table contain
I think it's
1
like
lakh 1,42,510 records it contains. So it will take around 5 minutes. So that's all. In single
With the
time,
SSIS
yeah,
package.
while
Okay.
doing the SSIS package,
Perfect.
um, the issue has been shut out.
Okay.
Uh,
So how's the exploration with the Azure bus? So probably we'll be taking the service info, the service bus information from the next sprint.
Yeah, actually,
So-
I have right now I'm doing the exploration part in the
Mhm.
Azure Service Bus, and I get some basic idea how to create the functionalities and the overall basic ideas I have, and I need to explore more to do.
Okay. So are you comfortable with the Azure service bus now, or do you want any other help from anyone? Like to kickstart the
Yeah, sure.
you need
Yeah,
help?
I need a help
Okay.
from SNB or LST. So
So you
I just
you
want
mean
to
like we
create
have
from.
dependency with the other teams for to kickstart it or to start up with the KD session or something, or
Because we have already we have attended a KD session,
Mhm.
small KD session. That
Mhm.
we I know that a little bit ideas how the functionality will happen and how to create these functionalities. Okay, and then in depth how they are implemented in our LS and SNB. So I want to know about little bit so that I can.
you need to know the existing
Yes.
systems or how it reacts and how it functions.
Yeah.
Okay, so are you guys like sharing like you're working in a completely a different thing and Soundra is working in a completely a different thing? So it's like suppose if the case like he's completely into the token, creating the endpoints, and you're into the like, migration of the users from one database to other database, and for the next sprint you'll have like completely a different story. So are you guys like sharing knowledge transfer between each other? So how far you are and how many challenges you face?
Yeah,
So
sure.
is it happening between you?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. And then over to the QA team.
Yeah, so the QA, in this page I was working in APIs. There are two types of APIs used for item configuration.
Mm-hmm.
One is the OpenID configuration, one is the item access token. So we finally verified by using the cross check of API, different username and passwords, different scenarios. I will
Okay.
show the demo.
Mm-hmm.
Are you guys getting the screen?
Yeah. Everyone got it.
Yes.
You can't push.
Okay. Yeah. The first one is the OpenID configuration API, which is the API. So initially we can use the get method for that. So once I put the send, I get the access for that API. So we get different endpoints, session endpoint, and check session endpoint, and token endpoints. So these are the different endpoints we are accessing by using the Azure websites. So this API used to do our item configuration. This is the item configuration second API.
Okay.
So these needs to different criteria to access the API. The main thing is the client ID and client secret. This is the client ID and client secret. Without client ID, client secret, the user cannot be able to access the API. We are initially in the client ID, I make some mistakes in the API. This is not response. See the invalid client. The error will be shown. This means the client is not able to access the particular API. The valid client ID users only can access the token, and also the username and password. I'm making the different username here. See the invalid username and password.
Okay.
So only the valid users only can access the API.
So you have covered the successful and the failure scenario. So you have covered like invalid client ID and the valid client ID and the invalid username and the valid username.
Yeah. So the server side, the Mahendran will explain.
So based on this valid client ID and client secret, if these both are valid only, the identity server will identify whether the request is coming from a valid client side, and then only it will give the response according to the request provided from the client machine. So that's what this API is used for.
Okay.
These are the functionalities we covered, and we cross-verify the API. These two APIs are working fine. So that's it, my side.
Okay. Thanks, Murli.
Okay.
And before moving on to Mahendran, can we have the DevOps Vishnu?
So for this iteration, I've been worked on infrastructure deployment for test environment. For that, I have 3 stories. One is to create 2 web apps, which is used for the endpoints as IDAM and then identity server. And then the DBVM. So with the help of Pudu, I have launched a VM. So with the help of Pudu, I launched a DBVM and downloaded the SQL packages in it. So you installed it and it was completed. And then probably the build for the dev and test environment. So we faced a few issues in creating build. So it's a connection string issues. Myself and Saundra worked on it, and it's completed. So that's it.
Okay, thank you, Vishnu. Probably we need to start up with the test and dev environment for the center configurations from the coming sprint. And Mahendran, your exploration with the protractor tool.
Yeah, sure. Hi team, this is Mahendran. Actually, for a compact project, we are going to we have planned to implement it using protractor tool instead of Selenium. Actually, while considering why we want to go for protractor tools, actually the compact application is mainly built using AngularJS 2.0. So this tool actually it supports AngularJS specifically. So when we take Selenium, it supports Java, but this tool specifically it supports AngularJS. So that's why we went for a protractor tool. So we have explored and implemented this protractor tool in order to use it for the compact project actually.
Okay.
So here we have implemented few scenarios from QA side. So that I will demo it now.
Okay.
So we have got a sample application, we have taken currently sale application. So here is a protractor project folder where we have got 2 JS files. One is conf.js and the other one is zoo-spec. So the conf.js is the zoo-spec is the file where we got all the test cases, and these test cases are called in conf.js file. Okay, so you can have a look in this is the conf.js file where we can set the which browser we are going to run. For example, here we have given Chrome, and the framework used in our test scenario is Jasmine. And here you can see we have called the zoospec.js, where this file contains the actual test cases. Okay.
Okay.
So these test cases we have called it in conf.js file. Okay.
Mhm.
So we have also got a good feature here apart from Selenium. So here we can set the default timeout interval. So this while we set the default timeout interval to some milliseconds, it applies to all the test scripts actually.
Okay. Mhm.
So we can reduce the browser.sleep. Actually, we can reduce the thread.sleep in our test cases. That is the main use of using protractor tool here. Okay. So let us now have a look at the test cases. So actually, this is the Sail. This is the test case which we implemented using the Sail application.
Mhm.
So here, what we have done is we have first launching the Sail application. We are going to post. Okay. Then we are giving some post and we are posting it. That's it. Okay.
Okay.
So now
Can
we
you
can
move
see the
down?
demo of it.
Mhm.
So whenever we want to run the run the test case, we have to select the conf.js and run that file. So run as, and I'm giving a protractor here.
Okay.
Okay. So now the application browser launches, and so we can see it gives the username and password.
Mhm.
So it is this is done by protractor tool only.
Okay.
So now we have navigated to home page using the tool. Uh, so now we will go. It will navigate to post. So you can see.
So I believe the pop-up message need to be closed before moving on to the post.
Yeah, actually the pop-up message is not stable. Sometimes it is appearing and
Yeah,
sometimes
because
it is not.
yesterday when I just looked into it, it closed the pop-up
Yeah,
message.
now
So
now we can see we have uploaded the file and posted.
okay.
Okay, so if you want one more time, I can run. Actually, once again,
Mhm.
just we have the code for the pop-up. Just we can remove it.
Okay.
This is the code. So I'm launching it one more time so that you can observe again. So it passes the valid credentials.
Okay.
So it will close the pop-up now actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So now it will
Okay.
navigate to post. Then it will upload the file.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can see.
Okay.
Post. So finally, it clicks the post button. So these scenarios I have covered using protractor tool.
So have you covered the drop down as well?
Yeah. Actually, here
Yeah.
it actually
Before it was
here
like
changed.
only to
Yeah.
friends, and now it's like
Yeah, it
everyone.
changed, and we can also print the drop down values here. You can see.
Okay. Perfect.
If you want, you can see here that we
Okay.
have printed the
Only
drop down
friends,
value
yeah.
of my friends. And finally, we have selected everyone here.
Okay, at the time of attaching the file, it changes to the drop down here. It's the drop down and changes to everyone.
Yeah. So here we have implemented explicit weight options.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see here, this is the explicit weight option we have implemented here.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. And here you can see we have implemented the listing of drop down values and clicking of a particular drop down value.
Okay.
So this is the code file. So apart from this, we have also implemented the page object model for Selenium. For protractor. So here is the project for that implementation group. So in this page object model, we have kept the test actions and the element locators in one file. So here you can see the element locators in one JS file. Okay.
Okay.
And all the test actions would come here. Okay.
Okay.
Then if you go to pom.js, this is the page object model that we implemented in Protractor. So here all the test actions that we implemented in ZooSpec, we are calling it here. So you can see here. And this is run again in conjs where we call the pom.js. That's it.
Great, great.
So this is just a sample only. Here if I run, it will just open the AngularJS file.
Okay. So we need to cover the report scenario.
One report scenario is pending.
So did you just investigate on how it works, like whether
we will be using report.html.
Report.html.
Yeah.
Okay. So it covers for both success and failure scenarios.
Sure.
Okay, perfect then. Thanks, Mahindran.
Yeah, thank you.
And over to you, George.
So hi team. So from my side, I have taken the user story for the integration of Gulp tool, build tool. So let me share my screen. Closed.
You can use
I think George is facing some technical difficulties, so we can wait for 5 minutes to start up this session. You can.
So can we just go with the design team, Gayatri?
That would be the right time.
It's your turn now. Unfortunately, George is stuck.
George, you can take your time. It seems Gayatri is also facing some technical difficulties. Let's go with Sugan. Sugan, do you have any updates?
Gayatri is ready. Need a break, so that's why.
Okay, Gayatri, are you ready? Yeah, okay, proceed. Hi team. Initially for the sprint, I have started with global admin product configuration, and on the first day, I was analyzing the products for global admin, and I was working on these pages. Later, when discussing with my UX team, they have come up with a few corrections and comments on my previous directory profiles and user accounts. So I was working with those icon changes and few corrections they have given. So I was working with those things, like few things like alignments and icon changes, text changes. Claudia helped us for text changes.
Can you zoom me open?
You can check the pages now.
So is there any change in the user account page? So other than the alignments or any other design perspective
Yeah,
changes?
here I have added a created date,
Uh-huh.
and before it was like a user role.
Mm-hmm.
So here I have split it like a user type and user role.
User type and the user role.
Yeah, user type is global and the role.
I believe we can just go with the user type for now, and we can just remove the user role.
Okay.
We can have the other details like code, name, user
Can you zoom
type,
a bit
mail
more,
ID,
right?
creator, date, and actions.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, we can just go in, like remove the user role for now, and we can just add if there is a need.
Okay.
Can you show the next page?
Yeah, sure. In the add new user page, the same thing like
Mm-hmm.
I've split the user type and user role here.
Mm-hmm.
And later I was working with the
So
icons.
I believe like in the select, once you hit the select user type, you'll have the global users and the territory users.
Yeah.
So you have the same screen, and we will have the drop down in it. So even here we can remove the select user role, and we can just stick to the select user type alone. So you can also show the drop down like global and the territory user. If not, we'll be like wondering like whether we are covering for the global or the territory. You can have the global and territory list to the drop down added to the select user type.
Yeah, okay. And later I was working with these icons.
Mm-hmm.
I've changed these icons.
Okay,
It was like
great.
it was same like below 3 icons, but later I have created and changed it.
Mm-hmm.
And these two pages are
Can you just
same.
show me the?
Yeah.
Okay. So we can add the global and territory to the user type for this page. So you can just note that down. And
In the edit user page, here
Uh-huh.
the extra things will be added.
okay, okay.
Like username and user ID will be there, but it will be like a read-only file. You can't edit it since it will be sent to your
Okay,
email
okay,
personally.
okay.
You can just have a look, but you can't edit it.
Mm-hmm.
Else the alignments are
Okay,
on
okay.
those are all the things. Likewise, the same I was working with the tutorial list page, same like icons and the text corrections from Claudia.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'm done with that now.
So the territory profiles and the user accounts are. Okay, territory. Can you show me the list of users? This is a list of territories, right?
Yes.
Okay, can you show me the list of users, the final page of the user account page?
Yeah, sure. It will be like this once you have added a new
Okay.
user.
We need to figure out a different name for the list of users. We will have the active and inactive users, add new users, and
I believe you only have active and inactive
active
tabs.
and inactive. Yeah,
Okay.
that's it. Okay, instead of list of users, we can have another name.
Yeah,
Okay,
sure.
we'll figure out. Okay, can you just show me the other one? Territory list? Oh, we will have the territory list at the final page. Okay. Okay. Is there any other changes you did to the user accounts and the territory profile
No,
creations?
no, so far everything is done.
Okay.
Need to discuss with my team once more. I guess I'm done with everything.
Okay, you can just, like change for the user roles on the first page. You can just remove in the list of territories. We can have the user type alone.
Okay.
And another correction would be like, we need to have the global and the territory user to the drop down. So only then we can, now this is the add user type. So we need to add the global user type and the territory users.
Okay.
We need to add to the drop down. So only then we'll know, like we will create for both global users and the territory users, because it's quite a same window for both the users.
Okay.
So we can hack that. Okay, remaining is fine. Thanks, Gayatri. We need to just refine few things here. So maybe we can just again meet up after the corrections.
Yeah, sure, for that one.
Okay, thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, Gayatri. George, is the system fixed?
Yes, Suvanya.
Okay.
So sorry team for the delay. I hope you can see my screen.
Yes, Josh.
Okay. Okay. So currently I have configured a Gulp build tool and protractor. So here we have something called package.json, where which is similar to Maven dependency, where I can mention all the plugins which are required here itself, and from here itself I can control the version. So if a latest version of any new plugin has come here, so I can change the version and the plugin will be downloaded automatically. So next thing is I have, as Mahendran has already shown you about the configuration file. So here the major changes, instead of hard coding the browser as Chrome, I have given it as a variable. So this variable will be set from the command prompt itself. So the browser here is passed as a parameter. Next, I have, as a sample, I have taken 3 test cases. So the first test case is taking a value from an Excel sheet and printing it. Second test case is navigating to a web page and inputting a value and printing that same thing. And the third one is navigating to the sale page, Wall Street English page, and logging in. And these are the 3 test cases as sample I have given. So let us try to run the same thing using Chrome browser. So as I already configured the bat file, so just I need to run this bat file to open the entire test cases in Chrome browser. So as you can see, the Pearson is the best. This text has been taken from the Excel file, and this has been taken from the second test case. Now I am waiting for the third test case. So parallelly it is getting executed over here. So the 3 test cases have been successfully executed. Same test case, if I want to execute in Firefox, I am giving Firefox as a parameter over here. So we don't need to change each time the hard-coded value in the code. So as you can see, the same thing has been opened in Firefox. So it will be logging in and the test case will be over. Okay. So the other improvement which I have done on Gulp is it's like the application is will be in the future where we will be configuring the same with Jenkins. So we will be configuring when there is a daily build, we will be configuring in Jenkins to download the entire project, and we will be testing the same code using a scheduler. So in this case, so for currently I have pointed the entire thing to my test case itself. So if I make any change to the test case, which is equal to doing any change in the code or committing the code. So I have committing the code. So the gulp tool will be automatically triggered and the test case will be executed. So this is this functionality can be used as a regression test, where when a code change is happening, we are actually checking whether other functionalities are getting affected by the code change. So this is it from my side. We have still report on protractor that we need to work on. So once after doing that,
Yeah, we'll do it in the next sprint. And I could also see the George the turtle. in the top.
yeah, that was one of the options.
Yeah, I could see that. Thanks, George. Thank you so much. And thanks, team. First